I'm happy to see you.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is my daddy.
What happens when two of the most unpredictable men in black media get put in the same room with microphones? Well, allegedly nobody was prepared for what went down. This wasn't just a podcast. What you're about to see is being called one of the most chaotic, most raw moments ever captured on camera. Some say Charleston White went too far, others say somebody needed to say it. You decide. Let's get into it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Dancer Project, Season 3. We got my guy Orlando Brown in the building. We also got Charleston White in the building. He's over here getting the cut. You know what I'm saying? I said that we do things a little bit differently, and that's absolutely what we do. But the one way we always start off is we introduce our guests, and we try to find out a little bit more of them. How did this all begin for you, right? Like now for you, it's a little bit differently because we all got to see you start, right? I got to see the beginning. Right? But I only got what the TV showed me what was there. So how do you keep all this?
Now, before we go any further, who exactly is Charleston White? Because if you don't know his story, you won't understand why he said what he said later in this interview. Charleston White grew up in Fort Worth, Texas, and allegedly the streets raised him before anyone else could. By just 14 years old, sources say he was already deep in gang life, running with the Crips. And it's been widely reported that he was convicted of manslaughter, a crime that sent him to juvenile detention for nearly 7 years. But here's where the story gets interesting. Inside those walls, something allegedly shifted. Instead of coming out harder, Charleston White came out with a mission. He went back to school, studied criminal justice, and built a youth outreach program called Hyped About Hype, helping young people excel. So when this man sits across from somebody and gets confrontational, word on the street is he genuinely believes he's doing what nobody else has the guts to do. Say the thing out loud that everyone's thinking. Keep that in mind as you watch what happens next.
I'm happy to see you.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is my daddy. This is my daddy.
I'm happy to see this
My
boy.
daddy.
I found out he was gonna be on the show. I called, said, I'm coming in tonight. I'm here. Yeah.
Okay, so from my side, this say, hey man, you gonna meet your daddy tonight? I said, man, you know, I came out somebody right, and he was like, man, yeah, man, Charleston White. I said, man, I came out and that was you, man. I came out your man.
Is that homage? I don't know what you call that.
I feel violent. Yeah. I'm gonna try it. This ain't the time, but this.
Man, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry I came out your.
Man, I like your haircut, by the way. I like that old.
You like this old buck?
That's how I knew you was a player when I saw you with that.
Shout out Fresh Cuts.
Yeah. Shout out
that. You stay after that, man.
Yeah. I knew you was a young player when I saw you up there. Listen, and you told the white boy no jumping out. My prerogative. I said, what that know about that gumby? Yeah, Bobby Brown. Yeah, Bobby
Orlando Brown. And why does it matter that he's saying these things? If you grew up watching Disney Channel in the early 2000s, you know this man. He was Eddie Thomas on That's So Raven. Funny, charming, full of energy. He allegedly started acting at just 5 years old, and by 16 he had one of the biggest shows on Disney. The world was in his hands. But sources close to the situation suggest that behind those Disney smiles, something was allegedly very wrong. The pressure of child stardom, the industry, the cameras, it's said to have taken a serious toll. After That's So Raven ended in 2007, Orlando's life allegedly began to spiral. Multiple arrests, drug possession charges, a 2018 Dr. Phil appearance where he made a series of shocking claims. And then came the allegations, ones that allegedly connect Hollywood's darker side to what happened to Orlando as a child. He himself has reportedly spoken about alleged abuse by industry executives. So when you hear him talking about Lucifer and Satan in that clip, many people allegedly believe this isn't just craziness. Some say this is a man whose mind was allegedly broken by an industry that used him up and threw him a wah.
He showed up
early, man.
Playing on the world, homie.
Yeah.
You know, he just put the light back on him, put him back in the movie. I bet he do just as well as he did as a kid. It's just that they don't appreciate child stars when they become older. They don't have no use for them no more. Because they get stuck as child stars. But put him in the movie, he'll be just as great as he was as a kid.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to do. Put me in the movie together.
Come on, y'all heard it.
Put me in the movie.
And that right there, that's the moment that changes everything. Because allegedly beneath all the chaos, beneath the shouting and the daddy comments and the walkout that reportedly happened later, Charleston White was allegedly trying to do something. Not destroy Orlando Brown, but wake him up. And maybe wake Hollywood up too. Orlando Brown allegedly started at 5 years old. He gave his entire childhood to an industry that sources say gave very little back. And now, years later, here he is on a podcast talking to Lucifer. Make of that what you will. That's the full story. Both sides. No filter. If you think Charleston crossed the line, drop it in the comments. If you think Orlando needs real help, not a podcast, drop that too. I read everything. Subscribe if you're new. We cover the real stories, the ones that make you think twice. See you in the next one.